your favorite line when you first started?
My favorite line when I first started doing Rent? Boy, you're young and I'm going to have to... I don't know. I hope I can say this. Can I say this in a public bookstore? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's in the show. No, okay. Honestly, when I was first listening through the score, one of the things that jumped out at me the most, that made me so personally excited that I was going to be part of a show that was doing this, was at the end of Love You When we all say to faggots, lesbians, dykes, cross-dressers, to people living with, not dying from disease, let he among us without sin be the first to condemn Love You When. That was one of the first things that really I felt love with. Sorry. Okay. All right, good. Oh, yes, hello, pink hair.
So I know that you've done like a couple movies too. Like what do you like better, like being on the stage or filming a movie?
Between being on stage and filming a movie, I like being on stage more. But I'm happy to have done movies, and I'm proud of a lot of the ones I've done, and I'm happy that they exist in the world forever as long as there's like digital media. There will be movies. Yeah.
What was your favorite song from Rent?
What is my favorite song from Rent? It sort of changes. I mean, it's sort of like, it's, you know, I got a lot of these tweet questions yesterday, like, what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that? Like, it's hard to pick a favorite ultimate thing, but I think the song that's the most, always been the most powerful for me is the reprise of I'll Cover You. Yes.
Is there a particular theme or song that kind of just interested that you look forward to and that's like more seen in the song, part of the show?
Is there a part that I look forward to that when I'm performing every night? Well, there's two big ones. Oh, hello. Love You When, especially in this tour with this group, it's been so much fun. Like, Jacques, who plays Benny, I've known for years. We were in high school at the same time. We weren't at the same high school, but we competed in speech competitions together. So I've known him forever, and then he came and replaced Kate Days on Broadway. So we have a good friendship and a good rapport. So even just literally me being on a table doing it to him is really fun, you know. And then the whole number with everyone. So I really look forward to that, and it's a great thing because you end the first act and you get to rest a little bit, which is fun. And then the whole moment of Act 2 from the reprise of I'll through What You Want, because that's the fullest meal, you know, Halloween and Goodbye Love and What You Want. Hello.
Is there any advice that if you could go back to give yourself for somebody who's just starting out with performing arts?
If I could go back and give myself? Or if I could give it to someone else? This is a different question. Those are different questions. Because I like the way things have worked out for myself in terms of, like, I'm not sure, I don't know what I would say differently in terms of advice to myself, because it's sort of happened more or less the way I wanted to. For other people, I would say some of the things that I think I learned as a young person being in the business. Among the things were like, you know, take the opportunities when you get them, because you never know what will come of them, and you never know who will come into your life because of them. And as I get older and do more and more work and so many, you know, more diverse kinds of work, the things that are most important, ultimately, yes, it's nice to make a good paycheck, certainly to help pay the bills, but it really is the quality of the work you're doing and the quality of the people you're doing the work with, because that's how you're spending your time. You know, especially if you're doing like a show like we're doing, you know, 8 shows a week, it's not a lot of time out of any given day necessarily. It's like a 4-hour block every day, essentially, that's 4 or 5 hour in a 1-show day, which is a short work day in a certain sense, but you have to also, in a way, prepare your whole day around those 5 hours, and in our case, we're out of our homes for months at a time, and so you have to sacrifice quite a few things. So hopefully, to me, it's important that the thing that I'm doing that for is something that I care about, that the people are people I respect and love, and respect me and love me, and you know, these are the factors as much as anything else. that if you're in a position to be able to make these kinds of decisions, I mean, sometimes you have to take a job just because you have to take a job, certainly, but otherwise you might be happier doing something else. You know what I mean? It's not just like the performing. It's not just the lights. It's what you get to do. It's the privilege and the opportunity that you get to do for me that I would encourage people to really value. Yes.
Do you have any plans to do any more CDs in the future?
Do I have any more plans to do more CDs? Oh, thank you. I have sort of backdrop hopes and thoughts about it, but the primary thing for me now is I've adapted my book into a show, and I think that we'll probably record that ultimately. So that'll be a CD because there's a lot of music in it. Although there are 2 songs from my old CD in that show, because they were songs that I'd written about my mom anyway, Always and Business to You. And then when I was putting together my show, I was like, let's try to put them in work. So, but the guys that I sing and play with in New York when I'm there, it's hard for us to. I'm hardly. So to get together, we have a couple new songs from when we did the CD that aren't in my show that I would like to record and do like an EP thing on iTunes at the very least or something like that. So. Yes.
Every time you come back to Broadway and bring messages for Adam Haskell with you, what is the chemistry like between you two that makes you guys want to do it together?
What's the chemistry like between us?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say from well, there's sort of 2 sides of it. There's the sense for me, which is that I have an absolute, total, 100% partner every time. That we have a lot of stuff that we do together on stage, and I know that I can always count on him, and that we have sort of that understanding and connection from everything that we've lived through together in telling the story. So that's so rare, and again, one of the reasons we're lucky. But then the chemistry thing is it's as much whatever the audience experiences. I mean, I can't really speak to that as much. I don't know exactly what comes through, except I know what it feels like. I know that it feels right. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to say any particular thing from inside of it. Yes?
I know there's a Rent 10. Do you think there will be Rent 15?
Do I think there was a Rent 10? She's talking about there was a 10th anniversary concert that we did in New York, and she's asking if we think that there'll be Rent 15. I really have no idea. It was a big undertaking. It's logistically complicated, but it certainly is really cool. And when we did the Rent 10, it was so successful that we raised $500,000 each for 3 different organizations, and that was fantastic for us to do. It probably makes more sense to do if we're going to do anything to do with Rent 20 maybe than Rent 15, because 10 is not that long ago, so I'm not sure.